Do we have any new sounds? Ooh, we got February ad.
We have the same ads we had from last week.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4 ads here now. One says February 1.
Yeah, we're going to rotate them, so I'm not deleting the old ones off there, but we're doing the last this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Careful now.
Something blew up into my mouth.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
How could you forget about that?
All right, I'm going to start. Remember, Mike, please don't talk in the beginning. I will give you permission. 3, 2. No, I don't know what it is. Selling it? Okay. Oh, no. Not ruining the streak. Yeah. Did it.
Oh, Nintendo says this podcast should be dedicated to HQ Live Trivia
I don't want to hear about
as
it.
it is shut down.
All right, ready?
Oh, really?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 757, the Salandit Podcast. The Go Nintendo Podcast is a part of the Greenlit God damn it. You know, I had a streak going. The Greenlit Podcast Network.
Can I talk yet?
Greenlitpodcast.com. I can't believe it. I had 2 in a row that were great. 2 before that sucked. But...
Can I talk yet?
Yeah, go ahead. Mom Brain.
Yes.
Will you tell us about Salandit, please? Salandit.
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 You put it on a sandwich. Oh,
I feel
what do you put on?
that's
with
all I got.
pepperoni.
Goodbye, everybody.
Pepperoni, some provolone.
Pepperoni, provolone.
It burns its bodily fluids to create a poisonous gas. When its enemies become disoriented from inhaling the gas, it attacks them.
That sounds like a night with me.
They're 2 feet tall. They're 10 pounds. The category is toxic lizard. And its ability is corrosion. Corrosion.
Thank you, Mom Brain. I really appreciate
You know,
it.
I wait all week to do that. I think I lay in bed at night, the night before the podcast, and I can't sleep. And I just think, gosh,
Sometimes I feel
can't wait to read that Pokemon.
so all alone.
Mhm.
Hearing your blah, 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 blah.
Who's here, Romy?
Nikki Hill is here.
No one cares about me.
Mom Brain is here.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, I thought you were going to give everybody a sound effect.
No.
I am here. And, okay. Goodbye, little boy. You got to go, dude.
Someone else is here.
Don't squash his
And
belly.
Josh Grobot is here as
I
always.
don't want to be here.
Well, you know, Josh, but you're here. Somehow you're here every week.
Shut up. I don't care.
Extra angry. Guess he's not a Friday person. Josh, how do you
No,
feel? Oh.
no, not at all.
How do you not like Fridays, Josh? Your Fridays are the best. Mom Brain Fridays.
That
What?
was a really great story.
I'm asking for your opinion on Friday. It is Friday. We're recording on
It is
Friday.
Friday, my dudes. Fridays are a 10 out of 10. And let me tell you, here in the USA,
Here in the USA.
President's Day weekend is a great Friday because schools are not in session normally for President's Day weekend. So I got out early today, and then there's no school on Monday, and then I have an in-service on Tuesday. So the kids had a half day today, and they'll have off Monday and Tuesday.
I see in the chat that some people are saying the stream is glitchy. I don't know
Oh, surprise, surprise.
why that would be, because Mom Brain is not on the Wi-Fi this week. I'm directly wired in, so there's got to be something else going on.
So it's you.
So it might be sad as it is to say this.
Josh Grobot.
It might be Josh Grow. No, it might be the laptop. It might be just too old.
You mean the heart and soul of the Go
heart and
Nintendo
soul
podcast?
of the Go Nintendo podcast.
Brought to you by Green
Sprint,
Sprint.
Raid, Shadow Legends, Honey, and
No, Go Nintendo podcast, part of the something.
go ahead, you
something-
say it.
The Green Light
Nope,
Network. Greencast.
nope,
Mean Green.
nope. Mean Green Okerlund, Greenlit Podcast Network.
Green Lit. I said green light.
Well, see, the difference is if you go to greenlitpodcast.com, you get something. If you go to Greenlight, I don't know what you get.
Let's not go there.
You
people.
go to oh god, who
Don't
did that
even
song?
try.
Pitbull. Give me the green light. Give me the green light,
Oh.
cause I'm ready to go.
It was a wrestling song, wasn't it?
Yes, for 10 extra fake points. What wrestling event was it for?
Mania.
It was for WrestleMania. Good job, Mom Brain.
Yeah,
That
give me
story
your.
was boring and dumb.
Oh boy.
Oh, what the heck crawled into
What the heck?
Josh Grobot's circuits?
We are doing a Friday.
Oh, you know what?
podcast.
You know why he's probably upset? Because it's Valentine's Day and he doesn't have a Valentine.
We are doing a Friday because all of us are busy tomorrow during the podcast time. So unfortunately, we will not be here. I want to start things off with, well, first off, hello, Rob and Spam and Nintendo and Autumnal Blake and Hailey and Tom and Carter and Joe is cool. I'm going to read that comment. Hello, Koboon. Lanquin. Joe is cool says, I'm about to
Hey.
go to adult prom,
Yo,
so
I'm
I
about
can't
to eat.
stick around, but I hope everyone has a fun time and I'll catch the replay tomorrow. What
Isn't adult prom
is
just a wedding?
adult prom? Hello, Arcade Token.
Be
Thanks for joining us
careful
late.
at that adult prom.
What is adult prom? What does that even mean? What makes it different other than they're adults?
Man, this is so hard to look at. You know what it means?
Baby, lock the door and turn the lights down low.
I have something here that I'm going to read from someone who specifically requested that sound clip.
That's one of my favorites.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. Great transition.
It's like we
It makes
planned
sense to me, but not for everybody else. Adult prom does sound lewd, Rob. I agree.
I'm interested in this.
All right. This is an email from Sean. Sean is a fan of the podcast. Steel Diver says, you guys have a commitment tomorrow seeing Sonic? That's it. Pushing
That was
this
supposed to be
podcast
today.
aside for Sonic. All right. This is from Sean, and I got his permission to read this. He says, I remember stumbling upon your website in the early years of the Wii. There were a couple years here and there where I stopped visiting, but your site always found its way back into my browsing routine. I wanted to send you a quick note to let you know how impressed I am, not only by your ridiculous work ethic, take more breaks, dude, but also that you've carved out your own livelihood doing something that you love, at least sometimes. I got to work at a couple of startups post-college, and I really enjoyed the freedom and the challenge, but now I'm in the corporate world, and I miss being able to do my own thing. Your job is crazy hard and demanding, but you get to shape it and decide what every day looks like. That's amazing and something not many people get. Corporate world is not fun, and Monday mornings definitely stink, but they're made a little bit better in the fact that your podcast helps me through the first hour or two. I love getting to hear from you guys every week. Keep doing what you're doing. You have a ton of people cheering you on. Sean. Thank you, Sean. That's very
lovely.
nice of you.
Thank you, Sean.
And I asked Sean if
Well, I don't, you think I don't do anything here.
you're part of the podcast. You help him through his Monday morning.
If it's Monday right now and you're
And he-
listening, go get yourself another cup of coffee.
He says we help him through the first hour or two. So sometimes he'll listen to the podcast and be like, I can't take it
Can't do
anymore.
it. Oh God, here's Nikki Hill.
And I asked him if I could read this on a podcast, and he said yes, as long as we played his favorite soundboard clip.
My toolbox.
That's it. My Sharuba. Baby, lock them doors. Play it. Hit it again. Hit it again.
Baby, lock the door and turn the lights down low.
Oh man, it's good. It's good.
It
We need a whole
really is.
podcast of that. Funny, I have a story about my Sharuba as well.
I'm hitting all the bases.
This is another Do Michaels thing. Hello, Do Michaels. Do Michaels talked to me this week and said, "What is my Sharuba from?"
Are you kidding me?
You kidding me? And I told
And
him.
you said, "Give me a second."
Sure. Well, dead air is what makes a podcast great.
This is really obnoxious now. We got to add more pages.
What's wrong with you?
You can only do 4.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's why it's like that.
Oh my goodness.
What do you want more? What do you want? A page for each like
We
franchise?
should have a page. Like you should have a page just for Josh Grobot, so you don't have to go searching for him.
I agree.
And then you know,
Josh, where are you?
just a
Josh.
page for all the size and the sexual grunts.
I don't understand what you mean.
Please don't
A
play
page
those.
for Josh. You don't do anything for Josh.
He
does-
wants his own page. you
Oh, okay.
said.
All right. There is like an up.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Don't worry about it, Josh. Just calm down.
There is
Go
like-
back to playing Tetris.
Did you know you can play Tetris?
Yeah,
for
we
free
know.
on
We know. You
Tetris.com?
told us. You told us.
There
last
is a like a version 2 of that soundboard, like the app, and of course, if you bought the first one, you don't get the second one for free. You also have to buy the second one. I will look into it to see if it makes more sense and potentially move everything over there. I'm sure it's
or
like
if we could
50
just
bucks
get
or
more
something.
iPads.
More iPads. One iPad for each sound clip. Yes.
Remember that photo I showed you of the guy that was at Disney with on like the scooter, and he had like phones and cameras and like cameras coming up over his head and everything else. That's what we need, like a board, or like that guy that played Pokemon on like 100 phones.
We just did a story about him.
You got to be kidding
You're
me.
on fire.
So here's the thing. I can tell you news stories before they happen, but if you tell me a story, you got to repeat it.
He's up.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
I forget how many he has now, but I want to say it's 60 or 70, somewhere around
Did
there.
you hear about the guy that took 100 phones around the corner,
Drug them in a wagon?
in a wagon,
Yes,
just
I
to
did.
mess up like Waze or Google Maps or something?
Hi, Roth. You guys are great. Freddie Fro. By the way, Freddie Fro, I got your Patreon message. I've just been swamped today. I haven't had time to read it. I saw that it's waiting, and that was one of my motivations today. I was like, let me get everything done, and I can go in and read that message from Freddie Fro. So I will get back to you. Freddie Fro says, my favorite soundbite is that is not correct.
Yeah, I don't even know where to find that.
My wife tries so hard to imitate it. I'm sure it's under that is not correct because you don't know who Krish is.
That is not correct.
No, I'm pretty sure that's where it is.
That is not correct.
You tell your wife that she can't do that sound effect unless she's had a ton of milk
And also,
or cheese.
Roth is throwing the meow sound clip in there, as well as the wow.
Meow.
Wow. What is wow? Incredible.
Wow! Incredible!
Spam says it's 9:42 in China.
We need wow, what a hole.
And then Tim Doe
Wow! I am
is
impressed.
going for money, which is Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tim.
Wow.
Money.
So Do was asking where my Sharuba is from, and I explained. And here's this is why I love Do Michaels. I believe he said he knew it was one of my favorite. Oh, how embarrassing!
That's probably him.
One of my favorite games. He does have that ability, and I didn't think he had played it. And I was like, "You really got to play it." And he said he downloaded it on the Wii, and I believe he got it on the PS3 or the PS4 or PS4 because he didn't have a PS3. But in typical Do fashion, has not played it. He did the get to the first two screens, die, and was like, well, that's it for me. I just love that he did that, but he bought it twice. Like, why would he buy it the second time?
Hey, just like how I handle it. If you play it, it doesn't matter if you play it. It doesn't matter if you play it. It just matters if you bought it.
If you play it, it doesn't matter if you play it.
I went back and I had to correct what I was saying.
Steel Diver says his favorite soundboard clip is No from Roger. That might be one of my
a good one.
favorites.
That's one of my favorites.
No.
I have a hard time finding that one sometimes.
Because it's not under Roger.
Yeah.
Dude, I can change it if you know Roger well enough. Okay, I won't. There's something I was gonna say. Oh, well, everybody's new favorite is my dad sexually groaning.
No, there is someone at this table who can't stand that sound.
Like, my dad was talking about that this week because he found it funny as well. Speaking of my parents, great job, Nikki Hill. Nice segue. There's a new episode of Parents Play available. Thank you, Spam.
Your parents
must run in the family.
Your parents.
Spam, hold on. Spam says, RMC, you have a great sex moan in your NES rematch video. Use it, please. So, yeah, I guess it runs in the family. I have to check that video.
Your
my
parents spend a lot of time playing video games.
I'm worried about them.
I don't know.
Hey, Mom, Dad,
they're gonna
get
start
a
getting
job.
Violent.
What did they tell you about video games when you were a kid?
My mom didn't tell me anything. My dad told me. My dad told my mom in confidence that he thought it was a phase and I was going to stop playing them. And when the Sega Genesis came out, they bought me a Sega Genesis because I wanted it. And they said, that's the last console we're getting you because they're too expensive. And obviously, I don't know how old were we? I don't know when the Genesis came out, but anyway, obviously, I reacted like
we
a
can't
kid.
afford all these consoles because we need to give your sister a new Fabergé egg.
I reacted like a kid, and I was like, "No, that's not fair. You can't do that." Whatever. But then I just like, unfortunately, traded things in to get new systems when they came out, and I guess my dad just gave up at some point. And I will tease him pretty often to be like, "Dad, how's it feel to know that you almost stifled what is now my career?" And he's like, my usual dad, just cursing and laughing about it. That's what he says. So yes, I vividly remember that day because I wanted to play the Genesis so bad, and I was heartbroken. And then let me think. The PlayStation came out, and I didn't have the money to get it, and I was really upset. And a friend had it, so I played it with the friend. But I didn't get a PlayStation until like maybe a year after it came out because I had other stuff to trade in, and finally was able to get one. And I was like, man, that's one of the consoles I was really blown away by because you're going from cartridges to CD, and like I remember like the sound and everything. I was like, oh, this is.
Did it sound like
I
it was
guess I
about
got
to
the Sega
explode, or was that just the Xbox?
I guess I got the Sega CD first. That would make sense. I know I got that with birthday
So
money.
Xbox did that, right?
The Sega CD by Xbox, yeah, definitely.
No, sounded like it was going to explode, or just the Xbox 360. One of them was like,
I mean, it could, yeah, depending on how you. Hi, mine without a cause. Depending on how you oriented it, like if you had it standing up, it could sound like it was gonna really take off.
I think mine always sounded like it was going to explode.
Well, anyway, My Parents Play. There's a new episode of My Parents Play, and this episode is featuring the not yet released Vitamin Connection from Way Forward. And I tweeted out something about the Parents Play video, and I included Way Forward's Twitter handle because it's their game. And I just saw that they either liked it or retweeted it. I'm not sure which one, but the guys at Way Forward have drawn a special picture for Parents Play in the past. So maybe they'll do it again. But yes, they're playing Vitamin Connection, which wasn't the game we were going to play. But I got the code maybe 15 minutes before we were going to record. Vitamin Connection is a Switch exclusive. And it is tailor-made for the Switch Joy-Con and uses all the functionality of the Switch Joy-Con, including the IR camera, in a really cool way that you see in the Parents Play episode. And this episode is my parents playing together, a co-op experience, which is sometimes Parents Play isn't. And my mom hates those because she's forced to work with my dad. So there's a lot more yelling than usual, but hopefully you enjoy the episode. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened, but the in-game audio was way too loud and it drowned out their microphone. So I just swapped it for the iPhone camera audio. And to tell you the truth, it's really not bad at all.
Too bad you didn't
tell
get
ya.
my Valentine's Day gift.
That tiny
the time.
microphone, I don't
some
hold it up to them while they're talking.
in reality TV. Sometimes they do audio pickups and stuff on an iPhone.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Sometimes people like to do whole interviews that way.
Here's a little behind the scenes information for you. This week,
I shouldn't be
as-
telling those secrets.
recent weeks, has been really busy.
I'm not going to tell you what shows they've done it on.
And there's a lot of stuff going on. But I sat down to edit the Parents Play last night because I wanted to get it out there soon because it's footage of a game that's not out yet. So this is what happens. I take the video from my phone, put it on my desktop. That takes about 10 minutes. Then I have to put it through a program to make it usable in the editor that I use. And unfortunately, that takes an hour and 15 minutes roughly. So I did all of that. I didn't look at the video or anything because I need to do it to use it. That's all there is to it. I have to do that. Then I
Shut
go
up.
in there.
I don't care.
I sync them up.
Somebody wants to go out tonight.
So everything's synced. I put the background in. So this is like 2.5 hours of work already. And I start to listen and I'm like, what is up with this audio? And I go through the clip and the game audio is ridiculously loud. There's been no settings that changed. The only thing that from my previous recording, the only thing that happened is this episode crashed within the first 5 minutes of recording. So we started again.
Would you say that the audio from the game was brought to the way forward?
Oh,
That's terrible.
you got the drum roll or the rim shot. So this is what happened. I sat there staring at the screen and I was like, what am I going to do? And I put my head in my hands and I sat there and I'm like, I am so mad right now I took a deep breath and I was like, well, I guess this one's done. What the heck? So I took all the videos and I deleted them.
stupid.
I deleted them. and
Oh
that was
no,
it.
you started
I
all
was
the
like-
way over.
I was there. No, there wasn't all. I hadn't done anything really.
What happened?
I just put them through the things that needed to go into the editor, but that was still over 2.5 hours of work.
Yeah.
So I deleted them all. And I'm
Well, it
like,
was work for the computer.
yes. While the computer was doing that, I was doing other work.
Right.
So I sat there and I was
And
really
you can't
upset.
call that multitasking because the computer was multitasking.
I was doing one task.
You were
and
just
the computer
tasking.
was doing one. Yeah. So I sat there and I was really upset and I was like, I wonder how bad the iPhone audio is. And I played the video and I was like, it's really not that bad. Hello, Granimus. Thanks for joining. I was like, maybe I should do it with just the iPhone audio. But here's the problem. I deleted all the videos. So I was like, but not off of my phone. So I was like, if I want to do this, I have to do the whole thing again. And that's another 2.5 hours of just waiting to start. I was like, oh, why did I delete them? Why did I do that? So I went through 4 different programs that undelete files from your computer. And I got one that worked and saved the video, which
How
took
long
like
did
20
that-
minutes.
Okay.
So it was worth it. And then I got back into it. I was like, let's start fresh, do it over. And I edited it, and it seems like it came out well. I really liked it. There's a particular segment about Star Trek that I really like in this episode. So check that out if you haven't. It's a good one. It's a good one. There was something I wanted to
Your
read.
words are as empty as your soul.
Freddie Fro says, watch the Parents Play episode while making dinner. Great episode, and added that to our wish list. Love a good co-op game. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to really play it myself. That was literally the first time we were all sitting down with the game, so I was experiencing it as my parents were playing. But yes, I'm very excited. I was thinking about playing it with you, Nikki Hill, because you're also a good co-op fan. One person, you work together to control a ship, and the ship is shaped like a Joy-Con, and one person moves the ship up, down, left, and right, and the other person,
I don't like that.
The other person rotates the ship, and you work together to fire a laser. It's very cool.
I don't like
Thanks.
that, though.
Very cool. You don't like what?
When
Co-op?
when a game includes the system that you're playing it on as like a fun.
Do you really not
thing.
like that?
It's bothered me in the past.
So it's like me and food in games.
What, you don't like when there's bread in your bread?
which
When
came
your bread
up,
looks like bread?
it came up this week actually. That
Food in the
discussion.
game?
We've talked about this before. Games that have food themed levels
Like
or
Candy Crush?
characters. Yeah, like Candy Crush.
You don't like Candy Crush then?
No, I don't. It's not as bad as other ones
Tasty.
because they're just like pieces on a board.
I really like the music in Candy Crush.
So you don't like Kirby games?
I don't like that they're named after food. No, but they at least don't look like food. Like the Luncheon Kingdom in Super Mario Odyssey drives me nuts.
Oh, whole
That's
levels.
a great name. The Luncheon Kingdom.
We did talk
Disagree.
about this, and I don't
Yeah.
remember the outcome, but I got really ticked off when there was like the cookie cutter level in Galaxy or Cookie, whatever.
yeah,
and
you're
you-
right.
And no, you gave me shit shovel for.
I think you stopped before the T came out. Shovel. Yes, go ahead.
Shovel. But it turns out you're on Team Nikki.
I don't remember you giving the level crap for being food based
Cruvel.
though.
Yeah, I thought it was stupid.
I'd have to go back and I
I have to
clearly
go back into the audio
Yeah.
and
I
check that
clearly
out.
dislike food-based levels. This is something I've talked about for years. I hate them.
Yeah, except for when somebody else has a valid point, then you side with Nintendo. Whatever.
All right, I'm going to talk about more about this food thing later, but we got to get into news.
When I
Let's
was
do
in the
news.
4th grade,
I didn't. That wasn't for you. I'm sorry.
my 4th grade teacher had luncheons constantly. She'd be like, all right, we're gonna have a luncheon. Your mom, she brings sandwiches. Your mom, she sends Jello. And she would like just plan luncheons and like would be like, Mom, Mrs.
Oh,
Rice is having a luncheon.
So is this the food level?
A lovely luncheon,
Luncheon.
a lovely Jello luncheon. Can I have
the
the
lunch-
Jigglers were big. I mean, if
That
you'll
was a
remember.
really
I'm a
great
fan of
story.
Jigglers right now. Can I have the news? Thank you. Oh,
sorry.
man. Let's talk about the news. Last week, I believe we mentioned that Atlas had a survey that showed that they were at least thinking of porting a whole bunch of games to the Switch and some major franchises for them, including Persona and Etrian Odyssey and so on. Well, the survey has ended, and Atlas shared some very encouraging news. Atlas said that this survey had a record high number of participants and far exceeded their expectations. They haven't commented on what they're going to do with the data from the survey, but they specifically went on Twitter to tell everybody, hey guys, thanks so much for supporting the survey and giving us information because, wow, incredible. There's so much to look at here. So I'd be very surprised to see that at least one or two of these games don't make their way to the Switch at some point. Maybe like a compilation of 3 or 4 games in one box or something like that. And as I said last week, they put the survey out with these questions on it, which means they're already considering it, and which in some cases also means they're already working on some of it. So now they just got their ideas backed up by what fans said.
So like they've already put some money, and then they're going to put a survey out there, and if the response isn't good, they're going to be like, let's just finish it up right now.
It
Put out
depends.
that
Like
shovelware, we could have done something good, but let's just put it out.
a lot of companies do that often. They will start preliminary work on a project, and then if they're still not sure early on, they will do some form of survey to get some kind of idea of where they should go with it. But they will usually, depending on the results of the survey, they will open up other projects as well. So that's my guess is what's going on here. One of these games that they talk about porting, they're already working on, but now that they got these results and see there's been really positive comments from people, then they're going to really expand those efforts, and you'll see a wave of, I'm guessing, compilations from them. Top rated comment comes from Entropy. And they say, hey, Atlas, if you like some money and fame, there's an idea I've got for you. I might go out on a limb here, but if you port these games to the Switch, I don't know. I might be a bit crazy. Never mind. I'm just a silly guy on the internet. Anyway, move along. What happened here? I don't know. It might be. Why is this a top-rated comment? I don't get it.
Hey, what happened?
If you like some money and fame, there's an idea I've got for you. I might go out on a limb here, but if you port these games to the Switch, I don't know. I might be a bit crazy here. Never mind. I'm just silly guy. I have no idea. I don't know what that's all about. But everybody else liked it. I don't get the joke. Oh, it's sarcasm spam. Is it sarcasm spam?
Sarcasm?
The My Nintendo store in Japan has sold out of the Switch, which usually we would say is a good story for Nintendo, but it's not really a good story right now because, as we said in a previous episode, Nintendo is having stock situations with the Switch in Japan due to coronavirus impact on production lines in China, and Nintendo has warned that stock for the Switch and other items is going to be a little bit tight in Japan while these production facilities are dealing with the impact of the coronavirus. So I don't know if Nintendo announcing that made things worse, because it was only a few days later that the Switch completely sold out on My Nintendo store in Japan. The Switch Lite is still there, but the Switch itself is gone. Now, that doesn't mean traditional retailers don't have a good amount of stock, but obviously like I said, what's the word I'm looking for here? The Nintendo's announcement spurred on people buying a lot, or people were already buying a lot because we see every week how much it sells. Either way, the result is it's gone, and we don't know when it's going to be restocked there. Regnilla says, the virus has already surpassed the 2003 SARS epidemic in terms of deaths. My heart goes out to China. Yes, obviously. All of us feel that way. We're reporting the Nintendo side of it because we do Nintendo news, but yes, the people's lives and health is much more important, obviously. Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that story. I'm so excited. It's one of my favorite stories of the week because it's so weird. Hello, Cumulative. Thanks for joining us.
I saw a thing
I saw a
soundbite that I was going to click, but it wouldn't be appropriate.
Well, we'll move into the next story, and then you can fire off whatever you want.
Only if it has to do with a contagious disease. Would it be funny,
wow.
but it would also terrible.
You know what? My favorite franchise is Resident Evil because that T-virus is pretty dang cool.
I got you.
There
There you go. Man, it didn't take me long to think of a game-related virus. I'm proud of myself.
Or a virus-related game. Never played Dr. Mario?
I mean, we were talking about Vitamin Connection, which is about you going inside people's bodies to take out the viruses.
Inner space?
Anatomy Park.
Is that Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Ren and Stimpy. Speaking of Ren and Stimpy,
Stimpy.
Kirby's here.
Hey,
The
Kirby.
world's biggest Ren and Stimpy fan.
Mm.
How about a Ren and Stimpy fan?
Yes, an average fan.
Thanks for joining us, Kirby. We're sorry you were stuck at work.
Oh, that's it's okay.
But now you're with
Sorry, I'm
friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh,
Everything's better now.
would you say something?
How are you?
Oh, wow, okay. Josh, would you say something to Kirby,
No,
please?
he left. You didn't see? He said he didn't want to be here. He walked out.
Wow, I did not see. He would see it. No, I didn't see it. I've never seen him. The only one who's captured him on camera is
Crazy Colonel.
Crazy Colonel. Yeah.
Spam says they live in
But
China.
Josh is too negative.
Yes.
And that the streets are very dead,
Yes.
but that pizzas get delivered really fast.
there's
So there's a
it's
silver
the
lining.
silver lining. It's the silver lining. Yes.
But the pizza has an extra topping that you probably don't want.
Well, keep the box closed. No, you're fine.
Hmm.
All right, moving on.
So,
Nintendo and
oh,
Pokemon.
hey, Josh, you're back. Kirby's here.
Shut up. I don't
Oh,
care.
all right.
All right.
I
Josh.
don't want to be.
Well, then go again.
Gosh.
Then leave. Why'd you come back?
Drew Michaels is going to be mad.
So negative.
Nintendo and Pokemon
Sorry to yell into
Company
the microphone. I just,
were trying to track down the leaker for Pokemon Sword and Shield. As you might remember, there was a major leak for the game, actually multiple major leaks for the game before it came out, a couple months before it came out. And we're talking about like new Pokemon and details about the Galar region and other gameplay aspects that we didn't even know about. So Nintendo was not very happy about that. And Pokemon Company obviously was not happy as well. And they said they were going to find out who did it. Well, son of a bitch, they found them. And boy, oh boy, these two went really hard on who they found. And not that they shouldn't. It's just I've never seen Nintendo do this before. So Nintendo and Pokemon Company
they made him eat every Pokemon in the Pokédex until
As
he was
they were alive.
finished.
They ate them alive. Mr. Mime alive.
This is
Every
terrible.
one of each.
You should have not heard the screams Mr. Mime made. Or not really.
No.
I've done that.
Turns out it was a member of the press. Yes, it was a member of the press. Someone from the Portuguese fan site F Nintendo. Now, I have
It
worked.
doesn't sound like a fan site.
I have. Well, I don't know what F means.
Maybe
in
the F stands for fan.
fan Nintendo. That's it.
Fun.
F and Nintendo. I've shared stories
For
from this
Nintendo.
outlet a lot in the many years that I've been running Go Nintendo, and lots of other outlets have too. But turns out a member of their site who had early access to Pokemon Sword and Shield leaked content.
Oh, so maybe it was just an honest mistake.
No,
Just
no,
maybe they just effed up.
no, it's
Why
not
not?
because you sign an embargo.
Yeah, but maybe they couldn't
No.
read the embargoes in a different language.
No, the
It
answer
says
is no.
Portuguese,
I don't
right?
want anyone to misconstrue this or make it think, even if they're joking, that we are okay with what they did, because we are 100%.
I'm not saying it's
not.
okay.
It wasn't a mistake.
They effed up. They
They did. They F Nintendo up.
yeah.
But here's where it gets even crazier. Nintendo and Pokemon Company put out a huge statement about
Wait a minute.
this.
They had to really work to find who leaked it? Like, that sounds pretty obvious then.
The hell does that mean? How? Explain that. I'll go down this weird Nicky Hill path. Let's go.
That was the first site to have the information, right?
Like,
John.
just because it's the first site doesn't mean the site leaked the information.
No,
themselves.
actually, it does. If it's the first one,
Oh, okay.
they're the ones that leaked it.
How does that work?
What do you mean?
Just because someone
Oh, you
leaks
mean
the
like there is a
information-
source.
Yeah.
Ah.
You mean like the news? Yes. Anyway, here's something that Nintendo and Pokemon Company did that I've never seen before.
They took their pants off and shook their butts.
They put out a whole press release
They shook their fist harder.
outing who did it and like saying what they're gonna do to them.
Uh-oh.
Baby, lock the door and turn the lights down low.
They said these Pokemon were leaked. Oh man, by a reviewer for the Portuguese website F Nintendo, who had received an early copy of the game for review purposes. Both he and F Nintendo failed to handle confidential material, resulting in a clear breach of the confidentiality agreement between Nintendo and the media outlet. As a result, Nintendo will no longer work with F Nintendo. Nintendo will always protect its intellectual property and brands. Leaks hurt not just Nintendo, but the thousands of employees who work hard to bring the games to market, and the millions of fans around the world who look forward to news and surprises. So they're done with them. They are blacklisted, and I completely understand why. And Nintendo's right. It hurts the games. It hurts fans who are trying not to get things spoiled. And I'd like to throw in, it also hurts other outlets. And without getting into specifics, Mom Brain, because I know you will talk about it, I have been an outlet that has been hurt by previous media outlets leaking content. It is something that's impacted
you're the first person to post it. You leaked
everybody. Every member of the press who works with Nintendo and covers Nintendo products has been affected by media leaking stuff and breaking confidentiality agreements. It's hurt sites big and small altogether. And things are finally just getting back to being in a better spot. And this happens. So it's crazy. So it hurts a lot of people. And I know as a fan,
it hurts everyone.
There are lots of fans who find leaks exciting, and I can't blame you for that. You're just a fan. I completely understand it. My real issue is with someone who signs a confidentiality agreement and is like, well, but I'll just secretly leak it. Well, you got caught. And now you ruin it for everybody.
Companies employ people to catch people who break embargo.
You ruined it for everybody on that site now, too. That F Nintendo, I'm sure, had a very long-standing relationship with Nintendo and got review coverage and other opportunities, and now all that is gone because this one person wanted some internet clout. So there you go. You got what you wanted.
I'm still astounded that the website is F Nintendo.
Well, like I said, I don't speak Portuguese, so I don't know what that means to them, but Mom Brain has a good answer. Maybe it just means fan.
I didn't say that.
Who said it? Kirby said
that was
me.
me.
Sorry.
It was
Sorry,
kind of
Kirby.
a joke.
Martin Stuff says, looks like F Nintendo got the old F you. That is true. So yeah, I think Nintendo and Pokemon Company put out this statement publicly because this is not the first time this has happened in recent years, and they're getting really tired of it. So they're like, listen, this is what happens to you, and we will put you, as the children say nowadays, on blast. So these guys got blasted.
Zero tolerance.
Moving on.
have spoken.
Nikki Hill, you're a man who flies around the states.
Do I?
Yeah, you used to.
Boy, are my
Used to.
arms tired.
Not as much anymore, but you used to.
I used to.
Oh no, wait.
Yeah.
Forget it.
No, it was a major achievement.
What were you looking for?
You know the boom.
Oh, rim shot.
Drum
rim
roll.
job. It's called a rim
roll.
job.
I forgot what it's called.
Drum roll and rim job.
Drum shot and rim job. Or
Well, Nintendo has
Rim
announced
roll.
that they are bringing Switch lounges to select airports.
Oh yeah,
in
I
the
saw
United
that.
States.
You know what that means?
More crowds that I gotta wade through.
It's gonna be a big crowd. It's
Wah,
gonna be.
wah,
Yeah.
wah, wah. What is happening? You're off soundboard duty. Yeah, it keeps counting up the ones you're hitting every time, and then we gotta listen to all of them.
that was some pretty good DJ.
Yeah, I'll allow it. All right, so here's the airports that are getting these things.
They
Come
looked good.
on, Allentown Airport.
I don't know how to say it. Let's just say airports in Washington, D.C., Seattle, Washington, Chicago, Illinois, and Dallas. But they are not permanent, Nikki Hill. They're only
great.
there for limited time.
So they're going to be in all these.
Oh,
these
great. Now I'm
major,
gonna miss them.
They're going to be in all these major metropolitan areas, and then these major cities, and people are going to be playing and get full of rage from video games, making them violent. Yeah, that's great. And then send them into the air. Oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Maybe they're going to have them play only Animal Crossing.
Nothing makes me more angry than Animal Crossing.
So these will be popping up from February 17th
Why would you play Animal Crossing at an airport?
to March 29th.
It's all about like the time spent, and if you change the clock on the game system, Mr. Rossetti's gonna mess up your stuff.
I don't know, Nikki Hill. Maybe everybody's different. Hello, Don. Thanks for joining us. Canadian Rambo says, now that guy won't need to use airport monitors to play his games anymore. Yeah, who saw that? The guy who unplugged You know how they have the monitors at airports to show you when flights are coming and going. He unplugged one of those TVs and plugged in his game system.
Airports are like the Wild West, man. Like people just there's no rules. People just do whatever the frig they want
Thank
in
you.
airports.
Which is interesting because
They'll,
they're
clip their
supposed to be
toenails
rules,
or
right?
Yeah, the people just rolling around on floors, like sleeping, and
Can
like
I see that, please?
just
What do you
people
wanna
wear
see?
whatever
The
they
iPad.
want. And
you see with your eyes, not with
you
your
think
hands.
this is causing your internet slow?
No, I don't. No, everything's fine.
Is this causing your slow?
Yeah, you're right. Airports are absolutely nuts. Every time I add an airport, I see weird things going on. But I haven't been to one in a while, and I'd like to keep it that way.
You're a man that
I'll
travels.
be in
the
one in a
world.
week.
I used to travel a lot, and then there's just too much work to do. All right, before we get on to the next stories, we're going to do our little greenlit
Somebody doesn't trust me.
blurbs. I don't know. So just we'll be back in less than a minute.
If you love classic games, you might want to check out Retronauts, a podcast dedicated to classic games and the culture around them. Every episode, co-hosts Bob Mackey and Jeremy Parrish, that's me, go beyond the nostalgia of the games we all played as kids to find deeper meaning in them, or at least to find interesting things to say. That's Retronauts weekly here on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
Come on in. What can I get you? Sure, I've heard of Hair of the Dogcast. They're that podcast about video games and beer. From the latest gaming headlines to diving deep into the games of yesterday to sampling and reviewing craft beer from all over the world, Hair of the Dogcast is here for the gamer and beer lover in all of us. Available weekly on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
Thank you, Nikki Hill. It's not that I don't trust you, but I get nervous. I will say that.
I just want to tell you, they knew what the Greenlit Podcast Network was.
They did, and I don't understand how you don't. We do it every week.
I mean, I just said it right. You didn't say it right, and you're part of the network.
No. I just had a slip of the tongue. I had a slip of the tongue. You specifically said green light.
But enough talk. How about you?
You want to throw down, pal?
We have our new lineup of retro games for the Switch Online, NES, and Super Nintendo collection. Here's what's coming your way on February 19th. Poppin' Twinbee for the Super Nintendo. It's the 6th game in the Twinbee series. It's a cute, poppy vertical shooter. Schuler. Along with that is Smash Tennis for the Super Nintendo. So a tennis game and a shmup. On the NES side of things, you're going to get Shadow of the Ninja, which is a game I've always wanted to play for the NES, but never got to. Well, now I will have my chance. It takes place in the year 2029.
Oh, okay.
So not still in the future, but not too far off in the future.
Okay.
And that is also going to be joined by Eliminator Boat Duel, a powerboat racing game. Now, that's a game I used to see on the shelves. At least I think it was this one all the time at Toys R Us. And I used to look at it. I was like, wow, look, that's really cool. It looks like a really cool game, but I never played it, never rented it.
Wait, is that... Maybe I'm thinking of a different game, but did it have like really bad like cover art?
They have the cover in the thumbnail on their trailer. I don't remember.
Can't really see.
Does it have like lots of like Dayglow colors?
Here's what it looks like.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That's the cover.
You know what you might be thinking of?
Wait.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
I was going to say maybe you were thinking of Cobra Triangle, which was a rare boating game, I think.
The font's not that exciting.
I don't like the font in your game.
Mime Without a Cause is talking about the Toys R Us video game section. You're right, Mime Without a Cause. It was glorious.
Mime Without a Cause says Toys R Us used to have the best game selection or the best game section. God, it was glorious. The ticket system and the magic window. What was the magic window?
You brought the ticket up to the window and then they gave you the game.
Yeah.
I don't remember going to a window. I remember just
All
going
those
to a
yellow
counter.
tickets.
I remember taking the ticket. Yeah.
Toys R Us just made my heart so happy.
I think I remember.
Dios
part of
mío.
that, but
I don't remember the window.
By the way,
Yeah.
when are we going to go to the Toys R Us?
Tonight,
I'm
hot damn
ready.
tonight. First comment comes from
It's
Akmaguins,
closed,
and they say,
probably.
I'll be checking out Twinbee and Shadow of the Ninja. It's not the strongest lineup, especially for the Super Nintendo. I do hope we get the Donkey Kong Country trilogy by E3. I'm sure they will add that in at some point. Yes, I'm still waiting for Legend of the Mystical Ninja, which I'm sure will be there at some point, but not there yet.
Yeah.
So yes, February 19th, you will get to check that out.
I didn't realize Twinbee was a series.
Yeah, long-running series, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know when the last
apparently.
installment was. I think it was quite a while ago, but yes, for a while there, they were firing them out quickly. Granimus in the chat says, I remember the way those yellow tickets at Toys
So
R
do I.
Us smelled.
I remember everything about the way a Toys R
Pogloon
Us
says,
smelled.
hit him up with the sexy groan on that one.
Oh.
Not you. Now you're going to get clipped for the soundboard.
right.
Oh, it's going to happen.
No. No.
What's that?
No.
No.
Nintendo says Boat Duel secretly rocks. The controls work quite well. Another game I've, like I said, never played but always wanted to. So I have 2 NES games I'm looking forward to. Super Nintendo, I've played Pop and Twinbee, and I have not played the tennis one, but I don't really care about tennis. So 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Moving on. Hackers, unfortunately, are ruining part of the experience in Pokemon Sword and Shield because they are screwing up people's games. Pokemon Sword and Shield has a mechanic called the surprise trade that basically gets you a surprise Pokemon. You don't know what you're going to get. And some players have decided they want to send out hacked Pokemon that screw up your game. So you get the glitched out Pokemon, and it will, when you... your game will crash when you try to access the online features of the Ycom. So depending on what you're doing, this could just keep crashing your game, which is really crappy. So what's the solution right now? Don't use surprise trade. And I'm not a big Pokemon fan. I've seen longtime Pokemon fans say never use surprise trade because it's always all kinds of riffraff and stuff. So it's just best to stay away from surprise trade right now because it's not safe. You don't want to funk up your game because of one of those bad actors out there. Ridley Soria says, geez, I wonder if this is being done to protest the game. I don't think it will help their cause. I don't think so. I just, some people just like to cause chaos, and I think that's what's going on here, unfortunately.
Some men just want to watch the world
That's
burn.
right. We have a follow-up to that story last week, Mom Brain. Remember that story you got really fired up about?
I sure do.
We have the game AI, the Somnium Files. I will do a quick refresher for you. The game had I believe,
is being review bombed.
an 8.1 user review average on Metacritic, which was very good. And within a day, it dropped to 1.9. And everybody was like, what is going on? And speculation arose that it was due to LGBTQ comments in the game that were positive. And there were people out there on the internet who were made mad by that. So they ruined the user review score by review bombing it. Mom Brain got very upset about those comments and was going to go off on those people. I said, don't. We all know those people suck, but the problem is we don't know if that's what's actually going on here. Well, now we have the explanation for what's going on here, and that's not the explanation, thankfully. The real explanation is even weirder. There's this guy. Let me get you his forum name. Kravi Abadas. He claimed responsibility for the review bombing. He said he did it all on his own for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, Metacritic is very easily manipulated, and he said he wanted to show how easy it is to ruin a game's review score. So he decided rather than, talking to Metacritic or trying to get things changed or making a public comment about it, he decided to review bomb a game. Now, amazing. Why did he review bomb AI, the Somnium Files? Here's the other reason.
Here's where it gets weird.
He was quite mad about how one of the characters in the game was treated. The character's name is A-Set, and he was a big fan of A-Set. And he thinks the character was mistreated. He also admits to having a, quote, major crush, end quote, on this character.
Unbelievable!
So, for those 2 reasons, Metacritic's shoddiness and his crush character being misused in the game, he decided to review bomb the game.
That was a really great story.
Thank you, Josh. So there's your explanation. It was someone on the internet who was fired up for some interesting reasons and went about
some neckbeard.
What about handling things in a unique way? So here's the. So it's good that we know the explanation, and it's not what we originally thought. So sometimes the internet isn't as bad as you think it is, but the story has a happy ending because all this information came out, and obviously, like I said last week, the developers were like, why did our game get review bombed so bad? Or why did our score drop so low? They weren't aware of review bombing. At least the one developer wasn't. Well, it was all explained, blah, blah, blah. And then users went to review bomb the game again in the other direction. So as of now, AI, the Somnium Files, has the highest user review average on Metacritic for Switch.
Perhaps that was the most important
for
part.
Switch games. So they bombed it in the opposite direction.
But excuse me, but But I mean, those aren't like genuine reviews, though.
They are not. The best outcome would be restoring the original review score average before all of this. But at least now, like, the score is much closer to what it originally was. It's still inflated, but it's much closer. It was an 8.1 or an 8.2.
Doesn't anyone care what I think?
Josh, what do you think?
Sure, whatever.
I thought I was going to say, did you know you can play Tetris for free at Tetris.com?
He did tell us once today, right?
Okay.
It was an 8.2 and it's at a 9 now. So that, it's higher, but it's not like crazy. And before it was an 8.2 to a 1.9. So if we're going to take one of these situations here, I'll take the 9 over the 1.9. So yeah, I'm just happy that it ended well and we found out the explanation for what happened. Oh no, I'm not doing this. Weird says, I mean, I can't even. I think he's going. But I'll read it as my dad. I'll read it again and wait for the sound clip. I mean, I can't even. Perfect. So yeah, I'm just happy to have an explanation for all that, and I was very interested in that story last week, and now it's come to a close. That's it. Animal Crossing New Horizons had a listing, or its listing on Nintendo.com has the ESRB rating, and the ESRB rating explains how that rating was achieved. It gives little descriptors, and in the descriptors it said in-game purchases, and people were like, "Oh no, they're bringing the in-game purchases from Pocket Camp to New Horizons," and people are like, "I don't want in-game purchases and microtransactions in my Animal Crossing console game." Well, we have some potentially good news. That listing on Nintendo.com has been updated and that information has been removed. So either A, it was a mistake, or B, they're not ready to announce that stuff yet. We have seen it. I'm trying to think. As far as I know, every time this has happened, it's been a mistake. So hopefully this time it's a mistake as well, and you're not going to have to worry about microtransactions in the game.
I thought we were going to dab.
So we'll take it at that for now. It looks like good news, and it looks like everything should be okay. This is a comment in response to somebody else. Regnilla says, "Phew! After Pocket Camp, Animal Crossing fans shouldn't be persuaded to make any more microtransactions and instead should enjoy their fully stocked game after waiting 8 years. Hurry up, March." Yes, March is right around the corner. We are just a little bit over a month away from the launch of Animal Crossing New Horizons, as well as Doom Eternal, at least on Switch and PS4. But remember, the Switch will get Doom 64 on that day. So we will still have some Doom to play. To tell you the truth, I'm very excited for Doom Eternal, but I think I'm at least equally excited for Doom 64 because I only played that once and I loved it. And I'm guessing you've never played it, right?
Doom 64,
yeah. It's a really good one. I remember it being very good, just super dark, but they're fixing that for this one. Dark is in hard to see, not as thematically. North America. What do we got here? I thought you hit the soundboard. We got Snack World. Snack World, the Dungeon Crawl Gold. No, please stop. We also got 3,000. I hate you. 3,000th Duel. We got AO Tennis 2, Darksiders Genesis, Florence, the award-winning Florence.
Excited.
Check that out. Glass Masquerade 2, Illusions.
What's this Florence about?
Goblin's Sword. I believe I showed you something about it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No, you sent me something else.
Yeah, I know I sent you Haven, but I'm pretty sure I showed you Florence before.
Haven.
Kitty Maestro. That's right, Kitty Maestro.
Did you guys hear about my new hobby?
Meow. No, Mom Brain, go ahead.
For Valentine's Day, Rami Cowboy bought me a tiny microphone, and my new hobby is that I'm a cat interviewer. I've done several interviews today, Kirby, that I'd like to show you later.
I really want to stress that she has more than badly wanted one of these microphones.
Well, how big are they?
Like that big, super tiny.
It's really nice.
Little bit more. Psycho Shooting Stars Bravo, Reed Remastered, Rise of Insanity, Speedway Racing, Super Loop Drive, The Incredible Adventures of Super Panda, and Tilt Pack.
Super Panda.
First comment comes from Guy Bones, and he says, nothing great this week. SL
You just
Nikki
said that.
Hill.
Don't read it. No, I don't want to read it.
Take the advice.
Did you? Don't read it either. Don't read it.
Nikki Hill, the European releases, please.
European releases for the Nintendo eShop Switch. Don't read it.
I'm
Next
not.
page.
I'm looking at Florence. Will you do your job and half-ass these releases?
Guy Bones is right.
Okay, thank you.
Food Truck Tycoon and expansion pack. Food Truck Tycoon and Food Truck Tycoon expansion. What the heck, man? It's all the same stuff.
Are you stuck in a
Top Run.
What's
Let's
Top Run about?
Don't want to. You want to read it? Go
No,
ahead.
just go.
Help me, doctor. Dead Cells, the Bad Seed Bundle. Tilt Pack. That sounds like a downloadable thing, but that's a whole game in itself, huh?
Well, it's a downloadable game.
Cosmonauta. Did I say that one right? Pokemon Home. Rise of Insanity. That sounds terrifying. Wise. Goblin Sword. Go All Out. Arcade Archives. Sasuke versus Commander. Sometimes letters get stuck in my throat.
I know you read Sasuke and you were like, oh, how do I say that? And that led to you screwing up arcade.
No, sometimes things come out weird.
Well, hold on.
Super
No. I want to say it like I think how you're going to say it. Super Loop Drive.
No, Super Loop Drive.
Okay.
The heck? You want to give this one a whirl?
Glass Masquerade 2.
No.
Illusions.
Am I just a joke to you?
Florence.
No one cares about me.
Glass Masquerade 2. Illusions.
Okay.
Florence. No. Reed Remastered. Speedway Racing. Speed Dating for Ghosts. Ooh, that was available
That's
today.
a great looking trailer. I'm kind of interested in that game.
Available today. Valentine's. The Incredible Adventures of Super Panda.
Goodbye, Autumnal Blade.
The Incredible No. Kitty Maestro. Wow. What's this word? Meowditorium, huh? Darksiders Genesis. Snack World, the Dungeon Crawl. So let me ask you, would you be upset about this? Because it's Snack World. It's
Well, at
probably
least we know one
food
person who
related.
doesn't follow GoNintendo. I reviewed this game this
I
week.
know.
I'll tell you about it later.
How upset do you get over it?
Very. I'll tell you about it in detail later.
And that's it for that. And then there's downloadable content that we don't talk about.
Thanks, Nikki Hill. That was a great job.
Thanks, I guess.
First comment comes from...
Clear my throat.
I was going to bring it up, but I thought you were doing it on purpose in typical Nikki Hill fashion.
No. When I get nervous,
No.
when I get nervous, I get a little ball in my throat. And when you put me on the spot like this to do the downloads, because everybody makes fun of me, then I get nervous. I can't.
No one cares about me.
Guy Bone says, "Help me, doctor. Help me, doc." No, okay, let me do this again.
Help me,
Guy Bone says,
doctor.
"Help me, doctor. Help me, doctor. Help." No, help me, doctor. You can read it all different ways. I agree. Oh, there's a cat. picture.
Oh, me, oh my.
It's because
Cat's name is Bob.
Wait a minute.
Because
Wait a minute. Wait a dang minute. Do you hear that?
Uh-oh.
Are you kidding me? We don't have enough time for this.
NPD.
The reason
Mom Brain.
was because Guy Bones was using punctuation.
I know. Yes.
You didn't say that. You just said it could be read
Well, I
different
thought
ways.
me reading it with.
Oh, what was that word?
reading it-
Oh, he said it like a big doofus. Oh, what a big dum-dum.
No one cares about me.
I thought me reading it with the different inflections would indicate what punctuation was used.
Bob has
Wait,
a
Nikki Hill,
beautiful
is that why
face.
you talk so weird? Is it because you don't know about punctuation?
You know what? Nobody questions Christopher Walken.
Yeah, because he's a multi-millionaire.
Oh, and because I'm a multi-hundredaire, I can't. I have to be made fun of.
We have the top 20 NPD numbers for January 2020 in a very weird circumstance. They came out this morning, I believe, at 9, 10, 11, noon, New Jersey time, noon. we found out yesterday that was going to happen, but yeah, came out noon today. So we got our numbers. All right, as usual, I'm looking for the top 10 from you guys, and I will do my best to sing you songs or give you clues once you've gotten into a rut.
NBA 2K.
NBA 2K20 is number 6. Yes.
FIFA.
FIFA. It's number 17. I'm sorry, but it is on the list.
Madden.
Beep beep beep. Yeah, number 3. Madden.
Yeah. Okay. We got to get all
Are
those.
you guys
out of the
gonna
way.
help out? This guy's got 3 answers already, and 2 of them were in the top 10.
I'm on my phone.
I'm looking at cats.
I'm looking through the Discord chat to see everybody making fun of me from the way I read.
Can you guess some answers here? Thank you, Kirby. I appreciate you playing.
No problem.
Mortal Kombat 11.
Mortal Kombat 11 is not in the top 10. I'm sorry. It's number 19. It is on the list.
What's that other game? Grand Theft Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is number 5.
Oh my
yes,
God,
very
it's
good.
still on there.
Yeah.
Who doesn't own that game by now?
Well, let's see. There's 100 million PS4 owners alone. And then there's, I don't know, 30 to 40 million Xbox One owners. And then before that is PS3 and Xbox 360. And there's a bazillion owners of that too. So let's just say potentially, and then there's PC as well. We won't count that though. Let's say potentially consoles alone, there's over 200 million to 250 million potential households to own that game. God damn it.
Households.
All right, any more guesses for the top 10 here?
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance is not in the top 20. But it is a million seller.
Oh, what?
All right, it's hint time.
Okay.
Number 1. Is
that your hint?
I don't know it well enough to do a theme song, although it has one. This is a franchise you all know. If anyone
Minecraft.
here was going to have, it's
Call of Duty.
animated. If anybody here would have watched some of it, it would be you, Kirby. I know these two haven't. It started to get really big here when we were in high school, early high school.
Avatar.
Oh, was it a Dragon Ball game?
Very good. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is number 1 for the month.
I think 6 cats that I counted.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
Can you imagine?
Can you try guessing at least one of these? All right, forget it. That was already guessed. Number 2, bro.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I
Number
said
3
Call
is
of
Madden.
Duty, but it wasn't because you were choosing number 1. And I said Call of Duty, bro.
Did you hear him say Call of Duty?
Nope.
We both didn't. That's it.
You said
Sorry.
it's a popular franchise.
Josh, did you hear him say Call of Duty?
No, not
Boom,
that's
Tetris
all.
for Jeff.
All right.
No, not at all.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Josh.
confirmed.
Yes, I really did.
What the hell? All right, number 4.
Star Wars?
Yes.
Star Wars Jedi. Fallen Order.
Yes, very
Okay.
good. You got GTA, you got NBA. Okay, number 7. What song should I do?
Smash Bros.
Yes, Smash Brothers Ultimate. Number 8. What song should I do? How about Mario
Kart.
Yeah,
8
Mario Kart 8.
I was
Deluxe.
gonna say Mario Kart, but I was like, nah, that wouldn't be on this.
Number 9. Okay, Mom Brain, you have played this game. You played it a little bit, and I made you.
Elebits.
Hi. Hey, I sweaty.
Odyssey?
No.
Hey, it's ready.
I played this game a little bit.
And I said it made you sweaty.
Oh.
Ring Fit Adventure.
Thank you. Thank you, Kirby.
Oh.
Dear Lord.
Apparently, it
Mom Brain.
makes everyone sweaty.
And number 10. Oh man, there's a song here, but I don't know it. Okay, let's try
So there's a lot
describing
of
it like
Nintendo
this.
titles, so what you're trying to say?
Yeah. I don't like it, but it's really popular.
Death Stranding.
What?
No,
That's not really
It's-
popular,
it's the-
and
it's the
I like
inverse
it.
of that.
Yeah.
You don't like it, and it's really popular.
Mm-hmm.
Fart Night.
I like Fortnite.
Yeah,
And you don't buy that? Well, I guess you can.
And
buy
we
it at
already
retail.
mentioned
There's clues
The
I can
Star
give, but
Wars
it's going to
game.
give it away right away.
Yeah.
Witcher 3.
It's the technically third installment in this franchise.
Witcher. Did you hear me say that?
I
one?
like Witcher.
Monster Hunter.
I like Monster Hunter. Okay, it's about cowboys.
Red Dead Redemption.
Very good. Red Dead Redemption 2. So there's your top 10. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, Madden NFL 20, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Grand Theft Auto 5, NBA 2K20, Smash Bros. Ultimate, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Ring Fit Adventure, and Red Dead Redemption
Did you say
2.
Grand Theft Auto?
Grand Theft Auto.
And Red Dead. What did you just say?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Dead Red Redemption.
Your 11 through 20 are Minecraft, Pokemon Sword, Luigi's Mansion 3, Star Wars Battlefront 2, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Need for Speed Heat, FIFA 20, Just Dance 2020, Mortal Kombat 11, and Pokemon Shield.
Red Bread Detention.
Pokemon.
There's your top 20. And as you might suspect, the Switch was once again the number one hardware for the month.
Hardware.
Steel Diver says, another month and only one third-party game in the Switch top 10. I wish they put out the actual sales numbers. Maybe third parties don't sell after all. The Switch top 10 in general was Smash, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Ring Fit Adventure, Pokemon Sword, Luigi's Mansion 3, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Pokemon Shield, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Super Mario Party, and Just Dance 2020. You have to remember January's numbers are inflated by holiday sales. So obviously, first-party games sell even bigger during the holiday time. Okay, I believe that's it. Yeah, that's it.
That was January sales?
Thanks for joining us, Nikki Hill. Yes, it was. We're in February now, so we can't have
No one
February yet.
cares about me.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
See, thank you.
and Nikki should get
Yes.
together and not listen to
Josh
each
has
other.
been in and out. I think he's got a hot date for Valentine's Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where are you going, Josh?
We'll just have to wait
Oh,
and see.
I want to know more about this robot person. I don't know.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Thanks, Josh. Hopefully, you can share some details next week with us.
You're a tease.
All
Keeping
right,
us on the edge of our seat.
let's talk about
Josh.
what we played. Kirby, what have you been playing?
Cumulative. That's nice.
Nothing again. For me. Sorry.
Nikki Hill, what have you been playing?
the same
Nothing?
as Kirby. Well, just Sudoku, you know.
All right,
I didn't play anything here, right?
What have you been playing?
Nothing.
I haven't played anything, I don't think.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
Josh, what did you play?
We'll just have to wait.
Oh,
Josh,
boy.
this is the time. This is the
Oh,
part of the
boy.
podcast where you tell us. You have to tell us right now.
Did you know you can play Tetris for free
Yeah,
on
he's right. You guys can at least
Tetris.com?
take Josh's advice and play that.
Sure, whatever.
Very cool.
What were you
Very
playing,
cute.
Stop making fun of Josh, guys.
Rami?
Thanks for asking, Nikki Hill.
I mean, he didn't want to ask.
Wow.
Shut up. I don't care.
What's going on here? What did I play? As I said, I played and reviewed the Snack World, or no, it's not the Snack World. It's Snack World, the Dungeon Crawl, Gold. So yes,
Snackwells.
as you might,
Remember how those were big for a while, Snackwells.
as you might
Yeah.
have guessed,
I like their sandwich cookies.
Yeah, you can still get their devil's food cake cookies.
Nice.
this game takes place in a kingdom that is all food themed as far as names go, and
really?
there's things in the kingdom that look like food, and there's some enemies that are food themed.
Yeah. So
And
it's
you-
right up your alley.
Yeah, you collect monsters, but they're not called monsters. They're called
Foodsters.
snacks.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Wow.
And I said in my review, I know some of you people know that I hate food themes in games, but I want to stress that will not color my
Wait.
review of the game. I
You
can
don't
push
like-
that aside.
You don't like food in games?
I don't like food themes in games. No.
Hmm. This is news. This is news to me.
I'm not surprised.
You think you know someone?
Yeah, so places are, I don't even remember the places and names, but they're all food related. It's I don't like it. But anyway, the game is an RPG dungeon crawler. What you do is you go out and you
Did
do
you
missions.
rant about this game like a crazy person?
Did you rant about?
Oh, Spam is talking about my video review. Yes, if you want. Spam is referring to someone in the comments who said I ranted, and Spam thankfully went into the comment and disagreed with that person. So I hearted his comment. Yes, I would say I don't rant about things very often, and I certainly didn't rant about this game. I just said I had fun with it, but overall I don't think it's for me. So I like dungeon crawlers, and I like that aspect of this game. And when you actually go into dungeons, they are randomly generated. So whenever you die, if you go back into the dungeon, you get a different layout, which I appreciate. It's also frustrating sometimes when you get deep into a dungeon and you die and you have to start over. But I do like that it keeps that layout randomly generated. But there's other missions that take place in settings that don't change, and you go there multiple times. You just go there at different times of day, and maybe there's different monsters, but it's the exact same level layout, so that gets a little boring. And it's part RPG, so there's lots of, unfortunately, grinding to do, which also I don't like. I've never found grinding to be a fun mechanic, but I didn't let that color my review either, because I know that's traditionally part of most RPGs. Grinding is something that you end up doing. So the story is really bad. The story's boring. The writing is bad. The jokes are not funny.
Oh God, are they all jokes about food?
There are plenty of jokes about food, but the jokes in general are just lame puns.
Can you give us an example?
An example of a bad joke in the game, like an actual pun that they use, or like a whole scenario?
Well, you know, whatever you want to share.
Whatever you just want to hit a soundboard button. Oh, you got denied. Yeah, I can't recall anything specifically, but it's just very bad writing in general. And every cutscene that comes up, I'm like, I gotta sit here and listen.
Did you know that in Snack World, RPG stands for ravioli pizza gummy bears?
You know, your comment is actually a joke that's used in the game, not specifically that joke.
Okay.
But they call it an RPG, but in their kingdom it means something else. They do lots of that.
Something food related?
I don't remember if it's food related. I think they change it up a few times actually. Okay. But they do lots of like fourth wall breaking puns that they think are really funny. So there's like one situation where this one character's telling you about like, use your menu to do this, that, or the other thing.
Oh,
and the other character's like, you're not allowed to talk about that we can't ruin the mystique of the game. And then there's another one that's, I don't remember. There's all kinds of fourth wall breaking stuff. That's
I thought
funny.
They were going to make a joke about the word menu. Because like, you know, they would say like, we stopped serving lunch at 3 or something.
They did not, as far as I remember. But my dad did make a menu joke in this latest episode of Parents Play that I cut out. It just was part of a section I could get out altogether.
It seems like
a really bad joke.
It seems like a joke that they would have made.
Yes,
in this game.
I didn't do all the side quests, so it could be in there, but I don't recall it. But there was a point where I'm going through the story, and I just like zoned out when story came on. I was just like, this is intolerable. Rob says, would you say the writing is trying to appeal to children? Well, that's an interesting point you bring up, Rob, because the game is rated...
Children love food.
The game is rated teen. So some of the discussions they have is really full of sexual innuendo. And it took me back because... Or I was taken aback.
Because I was a really horny teenager.
I was taken aback because from the look of the game, I would expect it to be geared towards younger children.
Yeah.
And when I started seeing these scenarios popping up, I looked at the rating of the game and it was teen, and I was like, oh, now I don't know who the intended audience is for this game. It doesn't make any sense to me because there's lots of like cutesy monster designs, and mostly the storylines are something you'd see in like a like a Saturday morning cartoon or something like that. But then every once in a while, somebody throws in a curse word or they make lots of sexual jokes. Like I put one in my video review. It's really like pervish. There's one character who's obsessed with the princess, and the princess wants some cream to de-age her or make her look younger or skin smoother or something. And you get it for her. And in a joke that I wanted to be funny but wasn't funny, the cream is made out of poop that this monster poops out.
Oh, okay.
But you give her the cream, and she's like, "I'm gonna go into the bathroom and rub this all over my body now." And the other guy's like, "Oh, right now," and gets like the heart eyes.
Wait, what does he say?
He says, and I was like, "This is kind of weird for a game that I thought was geared for kids, but I guess it's not." There is.
I thought you were gonna make a. I thought maybe there would be a joke about like a cream pie or something.
I don't remember it. No, there was something about a cream pie. There was, but I don't think they were going for that joke.
Okay.
Like, I think it was something else.
All right,
But yes, overall the writing
I won't push it any
I don't know who
further.
the game is aiming at with its writing or its tone. I have no idea.
Apparently
I
it's
really can't put
for
it
like
together.
very, very immature young adults.
Maybe. I got nothing wrong with immature humor as long as it's funny.
Sure.
Like, this is a bad use of immature humor.
Mhm.
But the game, I had trouble in my review because I did have fun with the game, and I felt a pull to go back to it because the dungeon crawling is interesting. I just like dungeon crawlers in general. So
Oh my god.
Going in and getting more loot and leveling up and getting different items for your characters and forging new elements. I like all that. And if I had friends to play alongside, because it is multiplayer, then I could have even more fun with it. Then I can really ignore all the stupid stuff that's going on in the story and just have fun with friends. So with friends, it might be a lot more tolerable. I don't think it's a bad game. It's just very disjointed. There's a lot of things I don't like about it. They could make a few very easy tweaks that would make for a much better experience overall.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
but,
go ahead. I'm done.
They should have called it a dungeon crawler.
Right? You know, if they made that one, I couldn't be mad at it because that is a good pun,
Right?
I think. Sorry, Mom.
I should have written this game.
I mean, I feel like many people could have written this game and done a better job. There's so many things I could talk about that just I don't understand it. I don't understand. I'm going in my app mom brain to see what else I played. I know you hate when I do that, but I'm gonna have to do it. So.
Nintendo just posted this, put up this picture.
Yes, Nintendo and I were talking about that.
This other joke, and I guess I don't know whose Mayona is. It's a mayonnaise woman.
It's one of the main characters.
And she says, "Careful."
Yeah, see, Mayona. That's a name.
Careful.
It's a great name.
Some of the chests could be fake. I mean, some of the boobies could be fake.
That's one of the jokes in the game.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Nintendo got a jump on the game before I did, and he was telling me about how he was getting really fed up with the writing, and he sent me that screen, and I hadn't gotten to that part yet. But as I was playing, it didn't take long at all for me to be like, I completely see what Nintendo is saying.
So
right now.
really what this is, no offense to the developers.
Here we go.
But it's a game made by kids who want to be cool teenagers.
Ooh, that's a good way to put it. I like that.
Okay.
I do. I like that. I think that's a fair assessment. Yeah.
Oh, Mom Brain. Did you ever hear that joke about my horse?
Heyo.
I don't know.
My horse is named Mayo, and sometimes mayonnaise.
Oh boy, here we go.
I think I might have told that joke a few months ago.
So that is all I played this week because
Tasty.
There was an emailing issue, and I ended up getting my review code later than I should have had 3 more days to go at it than I did. So I couldn't do anything else. I had to play that, but I got the review out. It is a 20-minute review. I go into much more detail if you would like, and the review is getting a lot of good traction. So thank you very much. It also is getting some downvotes, which is expected. Any good review, I think, should, I don't want to say rile people up, but have people thinking about the game in general rather than just heaping praise on, and that's that. I mean, if I think a game is worthy of nothing but praise, I will certainly do that. But here I had an opportunity to talk about a whole bunch of things that I didn't like. By the way, the camera sucks. The in-game camera is very annoying. You can't turn it 360 degrees. You can do like 280? 280 maybe?
Something?
No, it just stops. That's it. So sometimes you are forced to walk down hallways
Sometimes it's
where you
okay to
have to
have,
have the camera facing
limits.
at your character's face coming towards you because you can't turn it around to see the other way. Which is annoying when you're because when you see an enemy, it doesn't mean there's only one enemy. You'll like walk up to an enemy and like 3 more might pop up and you're like, well, I don't know where they are, but
Snack World, more like Hack World.
Whack World.
And I should have said snacks. You capture snacks and they fight alongside you, or you can transform into them. Level 5. This is made by Level 5.
Valentine's Day. I hope
Wait,
you're all
is it
out there
really?
catching yourself
Yeah.
some snacks.
It's made by Level 5, and it's like many of their games. There has to be some sort of like creature catching or monster catching element to it.
This is level 5.
Yeah.
I know. I
What
was
has
surprised
level
too.
5 done?
Yokai Watch. They've done a bazillion
Okay.
things, but Yokai Watch was like their big Pokemon style game, of which they've made
Did they
like
do-
20 of.
Who did?
They
Layton?
this is what Level 5.
Oh,
This
my
is what
goodness.
Level 5 does.
What
They
the
take a
heck?
game, they make a hit, and then they're like, let's make 8 bazillion of them in 5 years. And then they ruin the franchise and they.
But
it's
this isn't a
dead.
franchise. This is a new IP that they
Well, they do the
decided to kill
similar
from the
approach.
get-go.
They do the similar approach with all their stuff. They don't do, I forget what they call it, but they don't do something that's just a game. They're like, it's a game and a comic, or it's a game and a TV show, or it's a game and a toy series.
Can
so in
we
Japan,
bring back Henry Hatsworth?
in Japan, that wasn't Level 5.
I don't care.
That was EA. EA published. I don't remember who developed. But with Snack World, it was a whole toy thing in Japan as well, where you buy toys and register with the game. Here, they're not doing that. They just added in a fortune teller in the game who gives you random gifts once a day that you use to level up or make armor or weapons and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't... Not the worst game I played, but I got a lot of issues with it. Kobun says Snack is whack. So there you go. I played that. I'm excited to. I have so many good things to play, and so many reviews to do for you guys, and I'm very excited to have that out of the way to tackle these things that are coming up. This is the best part. In the beginning, when you make your character, you have, I think, like 8 different voices that you can select from, but each one is a different personality too. So one's like brash, tough guy, and one's like a wienery guy. And I picked a guy who I liked his voice, but I didn't know everything that he said. And what he says when you begin an adventure is exactly how I started to feel with the game. You set off on your adventure, and the front gates of the kingdom opens, and it shows you a little cutscene, and he runs out and jumps into the air, and he goes, "Let's get this over with." Every time I heard it, I was like, "This is perfect." Music's good. Music's really good. I'll say that. Watch my review. Thank you to those of you who watched the review. But yeah, not Level 5's finest. Let's do questions. Send your questions to GoNintendoQuestions at gmail.com.
What? Where?
GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
Last night when your parents were here.
It's not a discussion. Let's do it. How old is that kid?
2nd grade.
Who? How does that make any sense? He asked
a
the
good
question
question.
about a person. How does he not know who you're talking about? Oh man. Do Michael sent me a clip from today's Parents Play because he was laughing at it because my dad says, not surprisingly, something that doesn't make any sense. Let's see if I have it. I do. I'll hold it up to my microphone.
I know you're the blue guy. And what did you did? What did you did?
Oh, come on.
What did you did?
We all have those word farts every so
What
often.
did you did? Yeah, my dad has them every 5 minutes. Questions.
The apple didn't fall far from that tree, did it?
Fart.
Fall far. Did I say that
Today's
right?
question,
The apple didn't fall from the tree.
fartful, is from Autumnal Blake. And he says, sure,
That's a good question.
it can be good to be humble. And you're a very humble person, RMC. It's definitely important to recognize your own achievements. So what are some of your greatest gaming accomplishments? Mine are winning a 100 times battle from Team Chaos in the Splatoon 2 Final Fest, 100%ing Mario Odyssey, and having a 10th global course in Mario Maker 2. So what are your own happy podcasting greatest game achievements?
Completing any Zelda game.
Greatest gaming achievements. I feel like, well, I know we've talked about this before, but I feel like I've had some more recent ones that, well, anytime I beat like a Dark Souls or when I beat Bloodborne, I was like, I feel so amazing right
And you
now.
beat Ninja Gaiden.
What am I looking at here?
The
In Lank when I did not bowl a 300 game like my father. No, I did not go strike crazy. I'm sorry, Kirby. What did you say?
Oh, I was just saying you beat Ninja Gaiden.
The original.
Oh, you beat the original as well.
Yes.
Okay, I was actually talking about the Xbox.
Oh yeah, man.
I
got stuck on a boss fight in that like fairly early on. I remember it was in like a city square. That's all I remember.
I threw my controller into the closet.
Thank you, Kobu.
The
That's
other
very nice of
achievement
you.
you did was when you beat Crystal Chronicles
All by
yourself without any friends helping you.
See, I wasn't gonna bring that up.
Thanks, Nintendo. We'll see you later. It's been fun to have you here. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Nikki Hill,
Yeah.
Kirby, what are your great gaming achievements?
Oh, I just had one and now I forgot it.
Well, your
I was gonna say completing Shadow of the Colossus. Because that was a game that was just incredibly challenging, but every boss that I completed, I felt like I achieved something.
good sense of accomplishment in that game. I was going to say this is not a joke. I'm not saying it to be funny. Your Toon Blast achievement was a big one. You made it to the top of the leaderboards. That's a good one.
I didn't remember because I deleted
I
that,
did.
and it's you know what I was thinking about recently? Because when I play when I do a Sudoku, like when I go to bed, I do a Sudoku right before I go to bed. And if my phone is plugged in, the cord comes in the bottom. But I'm laying in bed, and if I'm like laying on my side, I would like to hold the phone upside down. Toon Blast would flip the screen for you if your phone was upside down, but not many other games do that.
I do appreciate
Especially
when
not
a
the
game
Sudoku.
lets you play with the screen orientation you would like rather than locking you in.
Kobuno 4, you don't know what it feels like. Okay, we bring it up because it still hurts.
Kobun is saying they keep bringing up Crystal Chronicles. Well, we're going to right that wrong. It's got to be a video series now when the remaster comes out.
I'll replay Crystal Chronicles when you sit down and watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind with me.
Okay, hold on. Is this real?
Maybe.
Well, if you shake my hand right now, then it's real.
I don't have the time to watch movies.
Oh, okay. Oh
my god.
It's done. It's done.
It's on.
No other achievements. I'm trying to think of what other achievements I had.
For me, at least my most recent like big achievement was probably defeating all the Valkyrie in God of War.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah, that's definitely worthy.
It's easily like the most hardcore like gaming type thing I've done in a long time.
Michaels is playing that right now.
Oh, nice.
He started a couple days ago. All right. Well, I can't think of any more. I apologize. But yes, I've played a bazillion games. There have been moments that I'm extremely proud of. I'm always proud when I beat puzzle games without using walkthroughs because some of them are really challenging. And like cinematic platformers, I'm always proud of beating. Like I'm really proud of beating Oddworld, even though that's not a major achievement. It's just getting through Oddworld and saving all 99 Mudokons. That I feel is an achievement because I don't think too many people do that.
And the Mudokons are nice.
Mudokons are nice, yeah. And I would always feel bad going through the game and not saving all of them. And when I was trying to get them all, I forget. There are signs that tell you in some sections how many Mudokons are left, but there's nothing worse than like going through the game for the fourth time and like saving 97 out of 99, and you screw up. Like at one point you kill somebody by accident. It's bad. Lanquin says Baba Is You made me feel great when clearing levels. Yeah, I haven't played that one yet, but I've heard that the satisfaction of that is really excellent. I need to get in on that game.
Oh, or anytime when I like complete a game like 100%. If it's like with when I beat Spider-Man.
Yes.
And I actually like did everything in the game, even like the stuff that I didn't really enjoy doing that much.
Man, what a fun game that was.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. I don't complete anything 100%.
I hear they're already working on the sequel.
You know what they
and
should
it's
be
gonna
working
come out
on?
sooner than expected.
Because that Spider-Man was very much like Arkham Knight or Arkham City. I never played Arkham Knight yet. I still have it. You gave it to me. I have to play it, or else that would just be a jerk move. No, you gave it to me.
You know what accomplishment of yours is? Beating Ori after that major setback at the very end. True. Yes, you went back and played it again.
But I don't even feel like that's an accomplishment. I enjoyed it.
Well, I'm telling you, it's an accomplishment. We have our Patreon question. Patreon.com/GoNintendo. It's just $1.
That's a good question.
Freddie Fro, thank you for signing up. Yeah, it's just $1 and we have fun over there. I'm going to start a new series where I legitimately just play through a game. And we're discussing what game right now. I saw some mentions of Oddworld and I was like, that kind of tickles my fancy. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's $1. That's it. Or more if you'd like to, but you don't have to. Well, you don't have to pay at all. Honestly, you don't have to do it. Martin says, okay, you have a time machine. You can go back in time and change an event in gaming or give advice to someone in the game industry. What would you do and how would you do it? It would be very interesting to go back in time and talk to Nintendo and be like, hey, don't renege on this deal with Sony. You should do this PlayStation thing. But that could change things in a bad way. I don't know, because obviously if the Super Nintendo PlayStation actually came out, who knows? We might not have gotten the Wii. We might not have gotten the DS. But then on the flip side, maybe Sony and Nintendo would have forged a relationship that could have really bolstered their third-party support going forward. And then Sony would have never became the powerhouse that they are now. So there's goods and bads. But then again, maybe Sony becoming the powerhouse led Nintendo to doing what they did, the Wii and the DS. So it caused them to think in different ways. So I don't know. It's a real toss-up. But that would be an interesting moment to see play out.
I would have gone back in time and said, hey, Nintendo,
I sweaty.
This new system with
I know where this is going.
With motion controls and stuff. Don't call it something stupid.
But it worked out for them.
Did it?
Yeah. Yes.
Did
it
it
sold
really?
over 100 million units. Yeah.
Well, I think that's in spite of the name, though.
Well, so the name didn't matter really. It did have a cool name in the beginning. It was called the Revolution.
Yeah, exactly. They should have stuck with that. That's what I would have done. Like,
I remember when it was supposed to be a helmet with virtual reality.
I remember.
And can you also
no, that's a separate rumor. That was
like a motorcycle helmet that wasn't anywhere near like the virtual reality.
I think you need to look
now.
it up. It didn't look like a motorcycle helmet. There was some like weird in the front. Yeah. But that wasn't tied to the Revolution.
Wait, which
that
one
was
was
just called the
horse?
Nintendo On. What?
Which one was the horse?
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, the inflatable horse.
Oh, that was Wii. That was a Wii patent.
Was that inflatable?
I don't remember.
Also, I would have had them like go through with the inflatable horse.
Yeah, that's the one I think we'd all go back.
Maybe I would have gone back and said, "Hey, this Link's crossbow training gun peripheral, switch it around because this isn't how you shoot a gun."
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Wasn't like the trigger on the front thing or something? Like everything was backwards on it.
I don't remember. Like I don't remember it being an issue for me.
I remember not being an issue, but like you criticize.
You know what I would do? I might go back and say, "Hey,
I sweaty.
Don't do the Virtual Boy. It's not going to sell. Or don't do the Wii U. But the Wii U paved the way for the Switch.
You know what I'm going to say?
And don't make Metroid Other M.
Oh, that's the winner. That's the winner without a doubt. Metroid Other M significantly hurt the Metroid franchise, and nothing good has come of it so far. So that is the perfect answer. I side with that one.
Nice.
What if I said,
"Remember me"?
From here on out, from the very beginning.
Granimus just said, "Remember me" in the chat too. Sorry.
Any game that you make, regardless of whether it's a hit or not, localize it. And that way everyone can play it and have an opportunity to play it.
I mean, I don't know if that's, I guess that's technically one decision. Change an event in gaming or give it advice. All right, give it advice. You can say, yeah, localize everything. Well, yeah, I mean, you and I are still heard about Trace Memories sequel not getting localized. I still haven't played that.
We got mine without a cause, showing off a Virtual Boy.
Yeah, mine's sitting right there. It doesn't work anymore. It still kind of works, but not in the way it should. Like I can turn it on and one of the eyes works and I can play stuff, but I got to get that fixed. I've had such a hankering to play Wario Land Virtual Boy again because I love that game, but you know, paying bills or fixing a Virtual Boy as much as I would love to just fix the Virtual Boy. There's only like 13 games on it. I don't know. I can't justify it. Although it does have Water World, so maybe I should. Thank you for your question, Martin. We appreciate it. All right, give Mom Brain that old dingly do because it's time to dingly do the music section. No, wrong. Mom Brain, have you gotten us a great selection of tunes for this week's music section?
I mean, I've got 10 songs.
That sounds great. Where can people send their music, though?
Straight to hell. They can send it to gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com.
Where?
Oh, once again, that's gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com.
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh. Is that what I sound like?
Nope. Here we go. This one comes from Autumnal Blake.
What system?
Switch.
Can we turn down a little bit? I realized last week our music was a little bit too loud. This is Switch?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like I know this? Oh, dear. What does it feel like to me? What does it feel like? It feels like the beginning of an adventure, or... Oh, now it's turning dark. Why do I know this?
Dragon Quest.
It's... I feel like it was like early Switch. You know that?
Don't know that.
Oh, no. This is gonna annoy me. It also feels like it could be. I don't know. Go ahead. I don't have the answer.
You want to take just one guess?
Switch game. I mean, I can't think of anything. No, I don't know.
It's Puyo Puyo Tetris. And it was from Autumnal Blake.
Yeah, I played a lot of that.
Puyo raw meat got that one wrong. You Puyo
The
boy.
Puyo guy.
I need a drink of water.
And now is the moment where Mom Brain realizes she's made a mistake.
Well, I don't have the name of the person here who sent
that
us
convenient?
the song. I'll push play.
You can't wait the 5 minutes. You got to go get a water now.
I'm real thirsty.
I'll get you one.
And I'm also
Oh,
not going to
goodness
contribute.
sake.
I'm closer to the door. I'll get it. I said twice. I'll go get you your drink.
No, you contribute to music.
Okay.
Me not so much. Get out of here. Please. What a jerk. Also forgot the cup here last week.
It's all you, Kirby.
Is it first party?
No, I don't think it is.
Okay, can we get a system?
No. I don't have a system for it.
I like that Mickey Hill one out there too. Anyway.
Okay, so it's all I know is
This is a portable.
Oh, okay. I was asking if we know what system it was, and she said no.
I'm gonna say, oh, you don't know what system?
No. I don't know what happened with that one.
Sounds like a portable.
Okay, we're getting
Oh no,
somewhere.
now it doesn't anymore. Can you turn it up a little bit?
Hold on. Ooh.
This is familiar